up and running? Okay. Oh, hold up. I know you know I have food here. Look at that. There you go. Relax.
Okay.
All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there. But I think we're back up and running. Our little baby Turaco here is still eating. By the way, so this Turaco, unfortunately, her mother had passed away. And the next day, we discovered there was an egg in there. And the mother, we went to take the egg to put in the incubator. And she started hatching right in one of the curator's hands, Jenny's hands. So this bird now is about a month old, hatched out on March 4th. And some of our favorite items here are these soaked parrot pellets that we're feeding out. Little bits of banana here and grape and papaya. You're looking right into the camera there. Here you go. Want some more? There you go. Little banana there. She's a good little eater here, perching on her own right now. You can see some of the adult feathers starting to grow in, those little metallic looking feathers there. This bird is from Africa, the African rainforests, and they move around quite fast through the branches. A lot of hopping in between flying. There we go. They mostly eat fruit. They sometimes will eat insects and other little food items. But this is one of her favorite little toys here. She sometimes plays with this. We have this for her. But we'll give her some more of these little pellets, which are some of her favorite. Oh, yeah. You want to eat some of that? There you go.
Ethan wants to know if that's her full size.
Nope. She will get about 4 times larger than this. So she's only a month old. Birds grow very fast compared to mammals. Yeah, that's what an adult looks like there. You see the little red feathers on the top of the head there, and the yellow beak and the blue feathers there. There she is perched on my hand. She got a little rambunctious there, decided to hop off. Sometimes she will eat off the plate when presented to her. Right now she's looking around a little bit. But these birds are great. They hop so fast it almost looks like they're not flying when they move around an area. But they do fly. Right now she's being a little inquisitive about space. And there she goes right there. Oh, you're ready to eat some more? And let's see what we have here. You get a piece of banana here. That right there.
Several people would like to know what her name is.
We haven't named her just yet. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to name her. That's kind of a surprise we're going to let everyone know about a bit later. But yeah, we have a few ideas for names that some of the keepers are working on. But we obviously are looking for suggestions. We always love good suggestion names. Like I said, she was hatched out on March 4th. And she's doing very well. As you can see, she's perching pretty good. Some animals aren't perching that young, but she's one of those birds that is. As you can see, little red feathers there on the top of her head. That's what as she becomes an adult, those feathers will be almost a full head of red feathers on the top there. See just a little remnants of it there, or little accentuations of it. A little bit of red right there on her wings. As she becomes a little older, that'll be a lot more red right there. So, yeah.
Lori wants to know if they're migratory.
Nope. Where they live, they actually just stay in a general area. There's lots of food sources there, so they don't need to migrate around to find their food sources. And they live in small groups, except during breeding season when they don't. During breeding season, they don't migrate around. They will be territorial to protect the area where their nest is from other birds and resources. But other than that, they live in small groups of about 10 usually, so they can live together, except during breeding season. Then they want some privacy. And they build a little nest, a little flat nest. Usually have 1 to 2 eggs. And she's pretty rambunctious here. She's pretty inquisitive of things.
What are their predators?
Their predators would be anything that would be after small forest birds. Snakes, cats, any animal that would eat a bird in a rainforest would prey on one of these guys. Now, they would be hard to become a prey animal because they're really fast, moving through the forest. They're well adapted for forest life, but so like let's see if you want to eat some more there. She might be a little full.
Some people tuned in late and didn't get what kind of bird she is.
This is a Lady Ross Turaco. There are 18 species of Turaco. The second largest species of Turaco.
What other birds are they related to?
They're just birds like Turacos they're in their own little group. There are other species of Turaco that they're very similar to, and other birds that are called go-away birds, which are very similar to them as well. But they're on their own grouping.
Kelly wants to know if she can fly yet.
She can fly a little bit. She hopped off of my hand a little bit earlier. As you can see, she has little wings there. Even though she'll get about 4 times as large as what she is, you can kind of see her wings right there. She can't fully fly just yet, but she can hop around a bit. She hopped off her perch here a bit earlier. Let's see if she'll hop back on there. There we go. And she's perching, which a lot of birds at a month old can't perch, but she can perch right now. So you can see how she's holding on with her feet, and that's good for birds when they start developing the ability to perch. That gives them a lot more mobility in the trees. There we go.
We had an interesting question. Can a Lady Ross Turaco be male?
Yes, a Lady Ross Turaco can be male. That is just their name. We have males and females, Lady Ross Turacos. And the males and females look identical, but they can tell each other apart when they find their mates. But yes, That's a funny one.
How long do they live?
About 20 to 30 years. Usually in a zoological scenario, they can live about 20 years. And they do pretty well. We give them the best care here and give them access to all the great foods that they need and protections.
What is she eating right now?
Oh, so this is a diet. So we'll point out to these. So this is papaya, the orange stuff. These are cut up pieces of grape. This is banana right here. And this is something called soaked parrot pellets. So this is just a parrot diet that is a complete diet with all the vitamins and nutrients that they need. And we soak it to make it nice and soft and easy for a baby to eat. And then that's what we give to her. That's one of her favorites. She really likes the parrot pellets.
Malin would like to know if she has a favorite keeper.
I don't know that she has a favorite keeper. Several of us help raise her. So here at the zoo, we can't do this all by ourselves. No one's here 7 days a week to take care of baby birds. There is a team of us, and we all take turns taking care of. So the babies end up learning to be cared for by several people while they're here. We all have to share in the responsibility of these babies. Like they say, it takes a village. So as a group, we raise these baby birds here.
Pearl wants to know if you can keep them as pets.
I believe that they're all, so there's your answer for can she fly. See her hop over there. She can't quite fly, but see how well she jumped. There are people that have them in private collections, but we don't advise people have them in private collections. They're best left to professionals or into the wild. And we have them in zoos to really teach people about this great animal, and so that people want to protect ecosystems that these animals live in, like the rainforest.
Rachel wants to know if they yawn.
Yes, they do yawn. We don't see it very often. We don't very often see them yawn, but they do yawn. A lot of birds will yawn. You see them yawn sometimes. There she is trying to look at where she wants to go over there. There we see. Let's get back.
Do males and females have different markings?
They don't. They look identical. We can tell them apart. There's two ways to tell if a bird's a female. One way is if it lays an egg, and the other way is as Cody always says, is if you send blood to a lab. We take a little bit of their feathers, send them to a lab, and then they send us back the results to let us know if it's a male or female. Yes.
Do they make any sounds?
Yeah, they do make a sound, kind of a squawking sound. And I'm not good at doing bird mimic sounds. Otherwise, I'd do one for you guys right now. But they do make some calls that are more of kind of a squawking sound.
Samantha wants to know if they're an endangered species.
They're not endangered at this point, but some of their habitats are under threat, from logging and other pressures that humans accidentally put on to those areas. But Turacos, their numbers are actually, they have a safe number in the wild. Now, obviously there's pressure that affects that, but they're doing okay in the wild as far as their numbers.
How many babies, how many eggs do they lay at a time?
Usually just a couple, usually about 2 eggs. So there she's on our document, on our sheets right there, her paperwork. So we keep track of when we weigh them and how much they get fed every day, and someone initials when they get fed, so we know that they get fed and how much, so we can keep track of their growth. And looks like she's looking over her paperwork right now, so we can tell. But yeah.
What is a group of Turacos called?
That is one I do not know if there's a name for. If someone knows that, I don't know what the name is for a group of Turacos. The fun thing about birds is there are 10,000 species of birds. And there's a lot that's not known about a lot of the species of birds. Some of the birds that most people know about, there's a lot known about those birds, but then you have birds like Turacos that not a whole lot is known about them. And so that's what makes it really fun taking care of animals like this, because a lot of what we do is we're learning things that sometimes no one else ever has known, or not much is known about them, such as raising them and taking care of them and learning their breeding habits and those kinds of things. So working with birds is a lot of fun. It's a lot of discovery that goes on in zoos with learning about these animals, especially when you're talking about 10,000 species of birds. There's, a lot of work to be done to learn about them.
Sarah would like to know if they bite.
Any animal with a mouth can bite. Usually they don't try to bite. If anyone was watching when she was eating, she's very gentle, like most babies are when they eat. She has very, very gentle mouth there. It's a very, very gentle mouth, because babies don't want to be biting their mothers when they're being fed. So right now we're feeding her food items. She's very gentle about it.
What color are their eggs?
Their eggs are white. So they're just white colored eggs.
Aiden wants to know if you give them baths.
We occasionally do. If a bird gets a little dirty, we'll sometimes wash them off, but usually they don't get too dirty. We keep them pretty clean where they are. She has a little bit of food around her beak there. As you can see, she's used to being fed by us, so she knows fingers. If they get a little dirty, which they sometimes do, we'll wash them off, but usually we don't have to too often. See her baby little tail feathers there, just tiny little tail feathers there that she has there.
When will she completely change colors?
Probably in about a month or two. So she'll get these feathers as they grow in the next month or so. She'll grow very fast. They grow very, very rapidly, especially when they're very young. They double their size about every 3 days. They get very big very fast. And then as they get a little older, it slows down their growth rate. But early on, they grow very, very fast. We try to give them about 10% of their body weight at every feeding. Birds, like I said, grow very fast, so we feed them about 10% of their morning weight at every feeding. And then as they learn how to eat on their own, more on plates, we add a plate in there. And then we're just looking for a growth rate of about 10% every day. So every day we're hoping they gained about 10% of their body weight. So,
why is the color around their eyes different?
Some of the colors around their eyes. So right here, she doesn't have a lot of feathers around her eyes. But with a lot of animals, especially birds, they want to look nice and beautiful. So it helps them to find mates. You see her just clean her feathers there? That's a natural behavior. But they want to look beautiful, so it gives them an edge when it comes to finding mates. So they want to keep their feathers nice and looking good and healthy. And so a lot of different colorations on birds, especially It's to help them to find mates later when it's basically like having on their own best clothes or best makeup when they want to find a potential mate. Yeah, she just pooped there. Babies poop a lot, as anyone that's dealt with babies knows. Look at that. There you go. Eating your banana. All right. Well, thanks for coming out for today on Easter to see our baby Turaco. We're glad that you came to join us, and see you guys soon.